Okay, so welcome to Jackal's Corner. I have George Rice from 5x5 Brewery on here tonight, or this afternoon, I should say. And we are drinking, well, I am drinking some 5x5 right now. I actually am drinking the Foo Bar now.
Red Bull.
And thanks to 5x5 for always having our backs and sponsoring us. Let's get right back into this podcast before somebody fucked up.
The internet's fault.
It's not the internet's fault. I blame it on the guy that was setting it up, which is Jay Munoz.
Oh, don't fucking say my last name like that.
Jay Munoz!
Stop it! George Ross.
Yeah!
Hell yeah. So yeah, man, we were getting into talking about some stuff, and I know you guys got some pretty cool stuff coming up at 5x5 events and stuff. You guys got I believe it's songers, writers, and
well, I mean, first off, man, I want to thank you guys for everything you guys do. I know you're at Titan Radio, and I love what you guys represented over there and what you guys did. And we do everything we can do to kind of push the local scene in any aspect possible. And music's a very big aspect of our culture down here and everything.
Very much.
We have some music legends down here, and honestly, over the last 10-15 years, we haven't really produced any, even though we have an abundance of talent.
Right.
Even this guy in a wheelchair right now across the table from us, Jamie Yost. But it's sad that we never see them really get out of the valley anymore. I'm not sure why that is. So when I saw what you guys were doing at Titan Radio, and you guys were pushing all aspects of music, it didn't matter if it was rock, country. I think you guys even had a couple rap dudes on there. And then when you left and you're like, I want to start my own podcast, and Vinny was just like, hey, are you interested in helping this guy out? I'm like, hell yeah. Like, how much? He's like, just beer. I'm like, yeah, this is great. We supplied this guy with beer, and he's plugging us all the time, and it doesn't get any better than this. This is an awesome relationship. I love it. Yep. But, man, I love what you guys do. It's awesome. I love how you guys highlight local and how you guys push the local music scene. And with that being said, yeah, we're doing something called a Songwriter Special. Randy Main from Spikes on the Road. He just recently retired, and he's an amazing artist and amazing performer. And like in his professional background, this guy is like top tier management type guy for large production companies, and he just recently retired, and he's just focusing on music. He's focusing on his passion. I know we talked before about doing kind of a Songwriter Special, and Randy brought it back up. I'm like, let's do it, take the ball and run. And he's been organizing and setting it up, and giving a lot of these valley-based songwriters not only an opportunity to showcase their actual talent, because a lot of these bands they'll squeeze in their own music without telling anyone. They just want to know what the public's response is, and they're nervous about it. I see it all the time. I'm like, man, dude, your stuff is good. You need to highlight it. But they're always real nervous, and this is an opportunity for them to actually showcase their personal songs that they've actually written. You can feel like the emotion and the soul and everything that they put into it, and it's awesome. They did the first one a couple weeks ago on Sunday. They actually have one going on tonight, this Thursday, and I believe we have the next one is in 2 Sundays from now, and we have about 4 booked out, and I think Randy's going to want to do a couple more.
Very cool, man. Yeah, and this is something that's really cool. It's something that I think the Valley needs it. I think a lot of the reason that the Valley music doesn't get out there is there's not enough people pushing it, or there's people pushing the music but just their friend's band or people they know, instead of saying, hey, you know what, you're a talented motherfucker, I'm going to push the fuck out of your music, you deserve to be out there. I'm just a person, I believe hard work deserves recognition, and
you got like I said, you have an abundance, and I mean there's so many amazing bands out there. I mean, you can't even name. You got like example, Sons of Texas. Mark Morales is one of the most talented musicians I've ever met.
Hands down.
Phenomenal. Like even on his, like even outside the band, his just pure acoustic stuff. We've had him at the brewery a few times, and I'm just like just sounds on point, emotion, everything's there. And then Sons of Texas, amazing band. And then you got Rini, this what's his last name? For Kicker Daddy Legacy and the Honky Tonk Homebrews, you're talking about a genre mix of Tejano, country, and rock.
Yes.
And which is perfect for the Valley because like identifies us. A mix between country, rock, and then Tejano. You know,
Yep.
yeah, I'm leaving that Banda stuff out of it. No one likes that pointy boot stuff, anyways. No offense, Jay. No offense, Jay Munoz.
What do you mean, bro? I think it's
But
by the way.
yeah, I mean, dude, I heard them play, and what was this? This was like 2 years ago. I was at Ranch House Burgers, and it was Rini up there. I think Charlie Garcia, Eddie Signs, Chris Marshall, and a couple other guys. I'm looking up there. I'm like, man, they got a lot of talent on one stage, like a lot of talent. I forgot what song they were playing, but they all harmonized at the same time.
The weight.
And I forgot what it was, but everyone in there was like, you know, they're eating on their phones. And you just see like everyone kind of stop and just like turn. And I was just like jaw dropping. I'm like, dude, like these guys are amazing. And there's a lot of bands like that. You got an up and coming band that's trying to hit it hard in Texas is Bucking Crazy.
Oh yeah.
They're a local band. More of that like mainline country type stuff, and they're great. You know, Roy and then you know Jason Moreno, I believe, managing them, and he plays for them too. You know, they're going places, and then we got you know the Spin-Offs, another like 80s band, and you know, in my opinion, they're just as good, if not better, than the Spasmatics. And I mean, besides that cover stuff, I mean, just a lot of amazing talent. You got what's the name? Was it 45 caliber?
40 Caliber Kiss.
Yeah, 40 caliber Kiss. Dude, they're amazing, dude. They're great. But that's the thing. We have so much amazing talent down here, just in the music scene, and it never gets out of the valley. And there's a couple reasons for that. My own personal opinion. You have, you know, the radio stations don't really push local at all. They say they do, but they don't.
They don't.
And there's different reasons for that, according to them. But I'm like, you know, where there's a will, there's a way.
There is.
And, you know, that's why we got podcasts like this. You know, you got Titan Radio, you got Jackal's Corner and stuff like that.
There's another one out right now called Distortion Radio.
Yeah, I actually heard about that.
Yeah.
But, you know, which I'm all about local, man. I love hearing local talent. You know, love eating local food, drinking local beer.
Yeah.
And, I got a huge passion for local music. If you can believe it or not, I actually used to be a big nerd in band. Yeah.
What
instrument?
Dude.
Huh?
What instrument?
Dude, woodwind, saxophone, clarinet. I would rock it, dude. I was good at it too, man.
I want to see you play the clarinet.
Not anymore, but no, I was good at it.
Not anymore.
I know. I come from a family of musicians. Like my dad played the clarinet and saxophone. Like had this old ass Martin low pitch alto sax. It's like a $30,000 saxophone. When he played in, I believe, like a blues band. And then my grandfather, he played the clarinet and woodwinds as well in the Marine Corps band, and you know, with different bands back in the 50s and stuff, way back up in the Northeast. And so it's in my family, it's in my blood. And then I played all the way up through high school, and then most of the time it's the football coach, like, you're gonna play band, or you're gonna be a man and play football. No, it was the exact opposite. Freaking band director straight up like, you gonna go play football, or you gonna get serious and play with the band? Because I was missing the halftime show because we were taking a break. I'm like, I'm a sophomore in high school and I'm already 6'4", 300 pounds, and I'm one of the fastest guys in the valley for my size. And I'm like, are you gonna look at for a college scholarship? I'm like, sorry, like, you know, I'm gonna stick with football. And that was it. I laid down my saxophone. I never picked it up after that. I was so pissed off. But I've always had that passion for music.
Yeah, definitely.
And then it was awesome opening up the venue, and we're not really a bar, and we're not even a venue per se. We're production focused. I mean, so like the guys are over there right now cranking out product.
Yeah.
They're doing anywhere between 20 to 30 to 40 barrels a week of product to get it out to market. But when we saw that huge influx of people wanting to actually come to the tap room to experience what the brewery is, we're like, what a perfect opportunity to start putting up music. So we started doing acoustic shows and stuff like that. And then, we started doing larger shows. And now we're to the point where we're like, man, we have to get a big stage. Big stage. Like, you know, permanent big stage and stuff like that. And I think the difference between us and the other venues is that, we bring out of the area acts every once in a while as a draw, but we always push local in front of it.
Yeah, and that's beautiful.
Like, you know, this Friday, for example, we got Kyle Parks. Mm-hmm. I think he's from Dallas or something like that. And so he's coming down and playing, and, you know, he's Texas country, but they got a local band that is up and coming from here, that's coming on right in front of this big Texas country
That's
name
the way
band.
it should be.
Yeah, and it's the way it should be, but unfortunately it's not. It's a difference. It's part of it's the venues, part of it's local promoters. Yeah, local,
definitely.
man.
It's a collective.
It's like one of the things that I've been thinking about doing is I want to do I'm going to find a place to put it. I want to do a show, kind of like a 512 takes over 956, and then take those guys, tell them anybody who's on this, you have to put them on a show in Austin.
Oh, like a collective swap out.
Right.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I would love that. Can you imagine that? A bunch of Valley artists going to Austin and us highlighting a show with just a bunch of Austin artists. Artists is a hub of music up there, man. They're amazing.
Yeah.
Do they still do Austin City Limits?
Yes. Yes.
I grew up watching that, man.
Yeah, it's going to be actually...
well, not last year, no, right?
No, last year because of COVID, they shut it down. ACL's coming back this summer.
Fuck yeah.
I'll let you know when it is because they have it. It's big, man. It's massive now. It is.
No shit.
The one I went to, man, it was like 24 bands playing.
Oh man.
24 bands, and you paid like $60 for your ticket. You get 24 freaking badass bands. And then the cool thing is that they also do a lot of local. It's just insane. It's so beautiful.
We were actually thinking about that. We got our 3-year anniversary coming up. And I'm like, oh my gosh, it's already been 3 years. Like shit. Like,
that's fast.
but initially we're gonna bring down a Journey tribute band. That's what our plan was. Like, let's bring down a Journey tribute band, blah blah blah. And then I started thinking about it, and our anniversary's like smack dab in the middle of summer. It's gonna be hot and miserable. Yeah. I'm like, you know what? Like, why put all this money into this Journey tribute band and production when we could do local? So what we're talking about doing is putting a big stage out there, sound, production, lighting, free to the public. Having 3 bands that we always have out there, and inviting all the other bands that came out there. And the plan is, we'll get like Mars Overdrive, Spikes on the Road, Gatos Locos, Spare Parts, get them out there like 45-minute sets, and then last song of the night, we're gonna try to pack that freaking stage out with all the artists that want to participate, singing one freaking badass iconic song, rocking it out. And I was like, screw it, let's highlight local. I know we're gonna have foot traffic anyways. It's our 3-year anniversary. Why not, why not highlight, local beer, local food, local talent.
Yeah,
dude.
Perfect.
That's what's up, man.
Yeah, definitely, man. And
I would bring you out, but you're stuck in your wheelchair because of your knee issues.
It should be done by
I
then,
doubt
bro.
it, man. That foot
it should
looks
be
swollen.
long done by then.
The swelling went down already, George.
Oh, so it's
I'm
just
just fat.
naturally plump.
Yes.
I thought it was diabetic. I was like, I saw that stock you wear. It's like,
Just a little thick.
it's like, dude, you're 25. Why do you have diabetes socks on, man?
27, bro.
Oh, my bad. You don't age well.
Thanks, bro.
But yeah, it's gonna be an interesting time. I mean, especially, I think a lot of musicians are ready to hit the stage. I mean, we just went through COVID. They didn't have anywhere to perform, and I've always said, if you want to test a person's passion, make them go through something extreme. If they are still down about it afterwards, then those are the people you want to support. You want to follow those people and help those people out. There's a lot of bands that...
We did a lot of stuff during COVID to kind of, I'm not sure if you remember, like we had a decent following on social media, so what we try to do is link up bands. We couldn't afford to pay them anything because we had no source of revenue. Yeah. But we're like, hey, listen, we'll pay for the studio. You'll go over there to the studio in South McAllen. I forgot his name. He's a great guy though. And I'll pay you guys $100 there, and we'll live broadcast off 5x5, just to keep them trying to work, at least get exposure.
Something going. Yeah, I remember that.
They would do Cash App donations, anything, because this is their livelihood and stuff. And I'm like, it sucked because they got knocked out. Everyone's like, oh, the poor brewery, they got knocked out. Like, yeah, we got knocked out, but it wasn't just us. That it was a trickle down effect. Like my staff got knocked out. All the follow-on support guys got knocked out, which is our music and stuff. All the stage and lighting guys, they all got knocked out. Everyone got hit hard for like a year straight. Yeah. So, I mean, we're coming back out swinging. I mean, COVID's still real, but I think they realized that, we weren't the boogeyman in it. Like, everyone portrayed it as like, it's their fault. I'm like, what do you mean? Like, you know, like, it's a brewery. We have to be clean. Like, you know, if we don't, we infect the beer. Like, trust me, we're very cautious on this.
Right.
You know?
I remember, man, when we used to go and pick up the beer, and like we would go in and like, oh, wait, hold on, you guys cannot like cross this border.
Yeah.
It was strict for like a good like 5 months, man.
Yeah, and the thing is that I've seen a lot of people who will, in lighter words, blow smoke up my ass about how they're just about it. And then this happens, and I'm like, hey, you know what? Even though this is happening, how about you come on my podcast, keep your band relevant, you should have got. They're like, nah, man, we're not even worried about anything right now. I'm all like, but this is your passion. Your passion doesn't just go away. A passion's there forever, and you'll do anything for it. I was very accommodating with a lot of these bands. It's like, hey, you know what? We'll do it Skype. We'll do it whatever you want, whatever's comfortable to you, man. Because ultimately, it's for them. It's not for me. It's for them.
I got a question for you. How many of your friends are gonna give you shit about me being on the show?
Quite a bit, but I don't give a fuck. You know, one thing all my friends know, and anybody who knows me, is I have no fucks to give. You know, if you're not paying my damn bills or sucking my fucking dick, your opinion don't matter. You know?
Oh man, it's just funny. We have quite a few, and I know we talked about this briefly earlier. We have quite a few people down here that get real bent out of shape over any type of difference of opinion. And like, one thing I love about this country above everything else is that it's a huge melting pot of different cultures, different diversity, and not just that, but opinions.
Yeah.
Different viewpoints and opinions, because collectively that's what makes this republic, democracy effective. But we don't have that right now. We have this ultra hyper partisan, both left and right. Like, I don't agree with you, blah blah blah. Ban. Yep. And like, so they're creating this echo chamber, and if you look at my friends on social media, I got like hardcore progressives, hardcore like real like evangelical, like borderline like all authoritarian style dudes. I'm like widespread, and here I am, and I was like, oh, George is radical. Like, actually, I'm libertarian. I'm not radical. I just stay out of my shit. Like,
for sure. Assumptions, dude. When people assume things about like what, if you're like going to even a party, it's like what.
Well, when I was young, when I was young and in high school, I was progressive and liberal. Yeah, we all should share and get along, and we'll all go work the field together and share the bounty. And then when I got in the military, I'm like, nah, fuck that. That doesn't work. I became a Republican, and then became a business owner. I'm like, they're both wrong. Libertarian, stay the fuck out of my shit. Like, real quick. And I'm a troll at heart. I love screwing with people.
Yeah, me too.
And because I don't take anything personally. Like, I've had friends come to me, he's like, dude, you're wrong, and blah blah, and they'll tell me why. I'm like, you know what? I never saw it from that perspective. Let's talk more about this, and we'll fill each other out. And most of the time, when you're talking face to face, there's common ground, and you find it because everyone wants what's best for their community, for their country. Doesn't matter what political stances are, unless they're those crazy anarchists. And I got a couple of friends of those on Facebook, like, burn it all. I'm like, like,
not all of it, right?
Not all of it, dude. Maybe some things, not all of it. But once you talk face to face, and if you're at least level headed, there's always common ground to be found.
Always.
But right now, you can't find that. It's just like, if you have a difference in opinion, Nazi, fascist.
It's either or.
Yeah, I'm like,
what? I'm in the middle, guys.
I'm not a socialist. What do you mean? I said Nazi. You're like, yeah, that's a socialist. No, it's not. Like, Google Nazi and Google the term, and you'll Socialist Party. Oh, that pisses them off every time. Yep. But you got that extremism on both the left and the right, and meanwhile you got everyone like us, like me and you, we have different opinions, but we're kind of stuck in the middle, and we're like, damn, they're all stupid.
Exactly.
Have you ever seen the movie Idiocracy?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, we're living in a non-stop repetitive cycle of that. I'm just waiting for them to start freaking throwing Gatorade on the fields. Like, it's just a matter of time. Like, I think we're like maybe 2 or 3 years out from it. Like electrolytes. Like, it's gonna happen, man.
Right. Dude, and it's like I tell my wife all the time. This whole cancel culture bullshit is it's fucking annoying as shit, dude. I'm like, come on, man, just let somebody live their life. Now, if they're fucking harming children, fucking take them the fuck down.
No, I mean, here's the thing. Like, I understand where some of these people come across with the whole cancel culture stuff, but they take it to such a radical extreme, and not just that, they politically weaponize it, and they ignore aspects of it that benefit them, and then they go after other aspects of it. I'm like, wow, this is insane. Like you know, this is really insane. Like you know, for example, our founding fathers, vast majority of them were slave owners, and they knew it was wrong. And they put in our founding documents the structure to make sure that it could be outlawed and we could progress to that point. Damn. You know, but now you got, you know, radical, you know, people that cancel them all. I'm like, like if you don't understand like how, you know, what they did was like beyond revolutionary. Like the way they structured the Declaration of Independence and the way they structured the Constitution and our government with the checks and balances and the system they have. You know, they set the foundation to create the greatest economy, the greatest government structure in the world, and it's progressing every year better and better and better. Like, you know, like our civil liberties are just amazing in comparison. I've been all over the world. I'm telling you right now, we are spoiled.
Yes.
Very, very spoiled. And so when you see these people on both sides of the spectrum, you know, complaining about how bad it is, I'm like, and meanwhile you have straight up genocide happening in China, and it, you know, it's just can't talk about it. Like, no, they're literally like raping and killing. Freaking, do you know what they're doing in China right now? They're stripping the members from the male households away, sending them these like concentration camps, or they call them re-educational camps, and no shit, they're swapping out the husbands with a male from mainland China into that house, into the same bed.
Oh wow.
What the fuck?
Yeah, like this is not real, and Googled it. Oh shit, it's real. Like, oh, crap. Like, why aren't we talking about this stuff? It's insane.
Fuck.
Well, they are. Well, then again, China is same people that were like, we could check for COVID in your ass. And I'm like, I'll take the COVID.
Yeah, I'm good.
I'm good. Man,
I'll do the nasal swab.
Yeah.
Jay got all excited.
Yeah, I checked like 5 times.
At the same time. But yeah, I mean, we kind of went way off topic, but
a lot of people spoiled here.
Bro, absolutely. I raised my boys to know what they had and to appreciate America. My oldest son, he went into the Army, and I told him, look, you don't have to. If you're doing it for college, I'll pay for your college. I got you. And he said, no. He said, I'm doing my duties for my freedoms that I've gotten, and it's what I need to do. And I was like, all right, let's do this.
Everyone joins for different reasons. You know, some people actually do join for economic reasons, even though I don't know why the Army doesn't pay shit. You know, I remember like man, like no, straight up, what was I eating for dinner every night? Turkey in a frying pan with cheese rolled up, and that was my dinner because that's all I could afford. Or stealing MREs from the freaking shop to eat at home with my wife. You know, when I was a private, you know, they're like, oh, they joined for economic reasons. Like, no, no, borderline starving. Like, you know, and when I was starving and I ate MREs, like I paid for it the next couple of days. Like, you know, stuck on the toilet, like
I told you,
devils trying to get out of you. Like bad. It was horrible. It was either gonna loosen you up or it was gonna plug you up. But like, so everyone joins for different reasons. Some do it because the benefits are absolutely amazing. Long term. And then, you know, college and stuff like that. I was a dumbass. I joined because 9/11. I was like, how dare you?
Yeah.
Rambo time. Yeah, it never happened. But yeah, no, but you know, that's what motivated me. Yeah, that's what motivated me. You know, in my head, you know, I joined for romantic reasons. So I was going to go fight. And fight I did. I was light infantry, and they deployed us a lot. And it wasn't because we were good or high speed. It's because we were the cheapest ones. We were like that hooker in Tijuana. We got the most action. It wasn't because we were good looking or good at what we did. It's because we were cheap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Oh yeah, they sent us a lot, man. Like non-stop, deployed. It was, we're the most deployed unit in the army. Like, yeah, it's because we're cheap. No, you're high speed. Like, no, we're cheap. Like, we deploy with a rucksack and a duffel bag. You know, we don't have to haul. We don't have to haul over a freaking $18 million freaking tank with us. You know.
Yep. Yeah, man, it's so, I mean, I raised my boys like that because I want them to understand the value of a dollar. I want them to understand their freedoms and the men and women who have given their life for their freedom. I want them to understand that this was not free for them. Your rights are not free. Somebody had to pay for them. And I'm a person who, after everything, like I said, I'm all about my military. I love my veterans to the ends of the earth because I appreciate what they've done for me and I appreciate my freedom. I've traveled and I've seen places.
To me, it's about service, and there's different ways to serve. Military is definitely one of them, but you have your first responders, law enforcement,
absolutely,
cops, educators, and even now medical. Granted, they're compensated very well. But I mean, they're exposing their lives day in, day out to a scary disease that we still don't know very fully yet. We're barely a little bit over
tip of the iceberg. We're barely at the tip of the iceberg.
Yeah, I mean, it could evolve into something. So service to me is extremely important because that's like the bedrock of a community is service to that community. Mm-hmm. And some people call it nationalism, and I'm like, pride in where you're from and what your country represents, not nationalism. That's just, it's smart. Freaking, you're taking pride in your community, and it's not just at a national level or even state level. Texas is kind of strange. We are very, very prideful people. There's only 2 countries or 3 states that I know that will actually put like a tattoo of themselves of a state on their arm. And it's California, which no one likes California anyways. I mean. Yeah. If they didn't have the weather that they had, no one would go to California. It's just the weather. That's all they got that's good.
And the legal weed.
And the legal weed. They definitely do have that figured out. But other than that, California sucks.
Yeah.
Food sucks, people sucks, music sucks, freaking...
inflation sucks.
Oh, yeah, it all sucks. So, California, Puerto Rico, technically it's not a state, but, Puerto Ricans,
They're gonna snap that on like a badge.
Oh, yeah, dude, like, where you from? Puerto Rico, like, oh shoot, and then Texas, man, freaking everyone, especially in the military, like, where you from? Texas. You got a tattoo of it? Like, wow, we're branding ourselves from the state. Yeah, but I mean, there's so much pride in being from Texas. I even got a Texas tattoo, and I'm the first generation from my family in Texas. My family's not from here. My mom's from upstate New York. Italian lady, mean, freaking chancla. Oh yeah, no, Hispanics think they have claim on the chancla. No, That's an Italian tradition. Those, round a freaking corner, man.
They curve the bullet.
Oh yeah, like freaking like the Aborigines from freaking from Australia, like, like bam, yeah. Oh yeah, and then my dad, he's a salt boy from the Chesapeake Bay area. They grew up working the salt water. And then they both for one reason or another ran across the country. Like, my mom is at the upper top of the country and drove as far south as she can go and ended up here in Mission. And my dad all the way up on the Northeast took a production job down here in the I think late 70s, early 80s. They met up and got married, and I popped out 10 months later. I've done the math. 10 months after they got married.
Oh.
So I was like, because I was like, when they were telling me, I was like, at first I didn't really care, but when I got older, I'm like, am I legitimate? Like, I had to do the math real quick. Like, look at my mom, like, something sketchy here. Like, okay, 10 months. Okay, good. Cut it close.
Dude, that's awesome.
Oh my God.
And they didn't stop. They should have stopped after me, but no.
That's a crazy meeting though for them to end up in Mission.
Yeah. It's amazing, but I love the state. I take a lot of pride in it. My uncles are always giving me shit like, "Why are you so Texas proud?" born here. Yeah, but your family's not from there. Your family's from the Chesapeake. Yeah, but you guys got contaminated water and freaking all that crazy shit up there, and you know, freaking stupid governors. I don't have to deal with this shit. Like, you know, I'm gonna take pride in Texas. And it's funny because half of them have left the Northeast anyways, and they all moved down to Florida. Like, you know, the exiles from New York. They're like, yeah, we can't deal with this. We're going to Florida. It's like cold, bad government. Freaking, we're leaving.
I cannot stand the cold, dude.
Oh man, upstate New York was miserable. Like everyone's asked me, like, oh, it's so hot, it's so miserable down here. I'm like,
I love it, man.
I'll take 110 degrees any day over -10. -10? You're not in Alaska? Like, no, I'm in New York. It does not get to -10. No, you're right. It gets up to -30. No, like Google Fort Drum, New York. Not only -30, but you'll get 10 feet of snow in an 8-hour period. That's impossible. Nope. Go look. Sure shit. There's a world record. 12 feet of snow in freaking 8-hour period in Mexico, New York, which is right beside Fort Drum. Yeah, that tripped me out. I'm in upstate New York. Like, exit right to Mexico. I'm like,
Wait, what?
wait, what? you know, like caught me off guard. I had to stop, turn around, go back, and look. Like, oh shit. Yeah. But yeah, no shit. 10 feet of snow in an 8-hour period.
Fuck that, dude.
Yeah.
Fuck that.
Supposed to be at work or be at on base at the barracks by 6 a.m. You have to wake up at 4. Even though it's only a 3-mile drive, the reason why you wake up 4 is, one, try to get your vehicle started. That was thing. Yeah, I tripped out the first time I went to a convenience store. You know how we have like cell phone chargers and stuff? Mm-hmm. No, they don't have that. They have this thing, the weird like plug cord with this like dipstick. I'm like, what is that for? Like, I've never seen anything like it before, but they had hundreds of them on the wall. I'm like, what is it for? Oh, it's to keep your oil from freezing. Wait, really? Yeah, you plug it in, you put in your oil dipstick, it keeps the oil from freezing. I'm like, does it get that cold? Yes, sir. Shit.
Oil freezer.
Yeah, so you would go in there, freaking plug it in for like 30 minutes to keep the oil, warm the oil up so you could start the car, and then you'd be spending the next half hour out there like
Scraping the shit
shoveling freaking stuff. And like, dude, I'm talking about snow up to here. Like, it's not like 1 scoop per section and just move. No, it's like 3 scoops for like 1 little square foot to get down to the pavement and then thing. And yeah, first thing I did was invest in a snowblower, and even then that was hardly enough. Like, it was bogging down because there's just so much snow. I'm like, Jesus, we're on a snow belt, so we got something called lake effect snow. It would come right off the lake, and it's literally like just God coming right over Fort Drum. Like, yep, right here looks like a good spot. Just dump right on us. Horrible.
Man.
Yeah, I don't miss that. I'll take the heat anyway. Like, it's so hot. Like, no! I'll take this. Trust me, I'll burn in hell any day of the week than go to freaking that frozen tundra of Fort Drum, New York. That was the most miserable. And it sucked, too, because I would be overseas so often. Like 110 degrees in Kandahar, and then get back to Fort Drum, it's 20 degrees. I'm like, we're not meant for this.
No.
It's like I'm not a Neanderthal. I know I look like one, but I'm not meant for this. Like, you know, like I don't know how they got away with this. I don't know how my ancestors did this in Northern Europe.
I remember my son when he was in the military. He went to North Carolina. He calls me, Dad. Is it normal for your balls to be freezing to your leg?
No. Well, no, it is up there, yeah.
No, I was all like, "No way, you went right." He was all like, "Yeah," which is really weird with my son. I mean, he went into to become a paratrooper. This man is before then afraid of heights. Like, get on this table, and he was like, "No,
it's perfect for paratroopers because the goal is to get down to the ground as quickly as possible."
You know? And he sent me a video from
without dying.
His training. I couldn't stop laughing because he jumps out of the plane. Boom, he's coming down. Gets the parachute out, perfect. The wind picks it, boom! Slammed him into the commanding officer's freaking truck. This boy had a Ford logo across his forehead for like 2 weeks. I couldn't stop laughing. I was like, bro.
The first time I did PT in the morning, physical training, and you know, my squad leader comes in and is like, make sure you bring 3 socks down. Like, 3 socks? What? Like, you know, foot. What's the third one for? There's a sock and a rubber band. Oh, okay. Yeah, you need it. Whoop. Keep it warm, guys. Like, I am not going to get frostbite on this. Like, this is not going to happen. I'm not gonna be that guy.
The third side.
But
The third side.
oh man,
Yeah.
shoot. But yeah, the brewery's going great right now. I mean, we can barely keep up with production, and I mean, you've been in there. Like, what beers you have? Like, a stout. Wait, what? You only have stout? You can come back tomorrow. We might have something else, but like right now, all we got is stout. They're like, how the hell you're a brewery? You only have one beer. Like, everyone keeps on drinking it. Don't yell at me.
Ben,
We're
good
just
thing
going
is-
through so much, man.
Yeah, man, that's good.
I want
man.
to see if we had a negative effect on the sewage system in Mission with the amount of beer-based urine that we're throwing.
Right. Right.
Did you see the study? It's like, wow, like Mission sewage up freaking 800 gallons this month on freaking. You know, I wonder if we had anything to do with that.
Right. Well, the 40 ml stout is one of my favorites, to be honest. Yeah, I freaking love that beer. I'll drink it in the morning. My wife's like, "Babe, you're drinking beer at 10 in the morning?" I said, "It tastes like coffee."
Yeah, it's definitely
It's for
morning
breakfast.
beer, dude.
It is. It's a breakfast stout. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a breakfast stout. Oh no, base.
Delicious.
I love it,
That's
man.
the first beer that you guys handed me. I was playing a gig and I asked you, "Give me a beer that tastes good warm," and you're like, "Give him the 40 mil."
Yeah, I saw you look at it. You're like, oh shit, like this is dark. This is not gonna go well. And you're like, oh, it tastes like coffee.
Yeah. Dude, I
Like
fucking
30
loved
minutes
it,
later,
dude.
you jamming out. You're like
That's
going into Pantera mode. Like, whoa, what happened? Oh yeah, nicotine or caffeine.
Yeah, this guy, man. But yeah, I haven't tasted a single one of y'all's beers yet that I don't like. I like them all. I like strong beer. I like stuff that you tasted.
Well, we try to stay traditional on a lot of our beers. I mean, yeah, we do off the wall stuff every once in a while, but there's always a traditional base to it. Like the blonde, the red, the brown, they're all extremely traditional, and then we do a little curveball. The most traditional beers that we have is, again, our red ale and our blonde. And then we have a couple real traditional lagers in our Oktoberfest, which is our biggest seller when we do have it. We're actually ramping up to start producing it in a couple weeks. But we don't get it out of this world. And especially in the craft beer community, we kind of knew what our base was. Like, not everyone down here drinks craft beer. So we're like, okay, if we can do traditional old school beers, it's a way to introduce the community down here, which is kind of unaware of craft beer, into craft beer. Because I mean, dude, up on the Northeast, they're going ape shit with craft beer right now. Like, it doesn't taste anything like beer. Like, this tastes like a mocha, not even a mocha. This tastes like a Slurpee, like a smoothie. And like, there's a thing now, smoothie beers. Yeah, and it's like a fruit smoothie sour beer that's thick. Like, you pour it out of your glass and boop, boop, boop. And and then other things, like guys are into sours. Like, the big thing now is pickle beer and stuff. Like, so you're making beer that doesn't taste like beer. Yeah, and it's selling. I'm like, can't do it. Can't do it. Like,
I feel like those things will fade out. I feel like it's like a.
I don't know, man.
Like
I really don't.
Like, it's a popular thing for like a good amount.
You
but
know,
like the
some
good
of it,
beer,
some of them are going to stick. Like, everyone thought that the hazy IPAs was going to fade out, and their popularity has faded out, but they're already a mainstay. So you're always going to find a hazy IPA in any type of craft beer selection. Same thing with sours. Sours are permanent there, and the one that breaks my head against the wall is seltzers.
Yeah.
It's sugar water, fermented, with flavor adjuncts. Oh, it's amazing. I'm like, it's sugar water that's fermented with adjuncts. Oh, it's just so great. Like, there's no art form to this whatsoever. Fine, drink it. It's the cheapest thing for us to make anyways.
It's the calorie thing. No?
Huh?
With those, it's the calorie thing, isn't it?
No, some of them have no calories. Some of them have a shit ton of calories.
Oh, really?
Because it's still sugar based and it's fermented off. Now you have zero spirit stuff like that some of the distilleries make. That's just straight up grain based alcohol mixed in with water, highly carbonated with fruit flavoring adjuncts into it. But the ones off of breweries are actually based off of sugar. So like we do like maltodextrin and different sugars in there. Create the base, boil it off, refine it, and then let the yeast eat at it, clear it up, and then bang, add the flat flavor adjuncts, and bang, there's your seltzer.
Oh,
I wouldn't even call it a beer. And then a lot of carbonation, like a stupid amount of carbonation.
Yeah, I've never been able to get into the seltzers. Y'all seltzers are the only ones I really actually do like, because majority of the ones I taste, It tastes like I'm drinking a freaking cup of sugar. You know, at least y'all's isn't like that. Like y'all's pineapple one tastes like you're drinking a pineapple soda pop. You know,
It's pretty close, yeah.
Yeah, and I could dig that. Like
I hate them. And the only reason we make them is because people just keep on drinking them.
Yeah.
I can't drink them at all. Like I don't drink that often, which throws people off. Yeah, I really don't. I probably have like maybe 1 or 2 beers a week. Everyone's like, "What? You own a brewery? You don't drink?" Like, I do drink. I just, I don't indulge that.
You only
much.
need like 2 of those motherfuckers.
Oh yeah, that's true. Oh, someone was bitching at us about the Brunette Bombshell. Like, you're charging $9 for a 4-pack? Like, yeah. For a 4-pack. I'm like, yes, sir. Like, $9. Like, yeah, $9. Like, don't you think that's a little excessive? I can get a 6-pack for freaking $7. I'm like, okay, well, get the 4-pack, and then message me tomorrow after you drink them all. Every time. Yeah, I see why it's $9. Like, yeah! Like, because drinking that 4-pack's almost equivalent to drinking a 12-pack. It really is. It's gonna put you on your ass.
yeah.
And so everyone talks shit. I always tell them, like, just try it, drink it, and message me tomorrow. Oh, I'll message you tonight. You're like, no, you won't.
Yeah, it's not gonna happen.
I've tried it. I've done the Olympus test on the 4-pack, and I drank 4-pack and like, okay, let me see if I can drink a 4-pack in 20 minutes.
Nope.
Going to bed early tonight.
Yo.
Damn, man.
Yeah.
Every time.
That's the one that goes up to 9, no?
It goes 8.78. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's freaking jet fuel, man.
Is that the highest one y'all have?
No, we've had higher.
Yeah.
But this one, what makes the Brunette Bombshell so scary is that it's so smooth. When you start getting higher ABV beers, they start getting hot, and not in temperature. I'm like, you start
Feeling
the heat. This one is so smooth, and it's because of the malt and the honey that it's just extremely dangerous. So you could drink it because most of the time with high octane beers, you have to sip it because they're just so hot. And I'm talking about the alcohol. You sip it, enjoy it, sip it, enjoy it. Kind of like you would a whiskey or something like that. But with this one, it's just like, oh man, this is awesome. I'm like, ooh, it's like taking, it's like grabbing a bottle of Everclear and just same thing. But yeah, you don't do that. So that's what makes it dangerous. Like, so when I saw some of these establishments down here that we were selling it in like 24-ounce mugs, I'm like, like for one, you're not making your money off of it, and two, you're gonna kill someone.
Yeah, for sure.
Remember Smoking Moon, dude?
I had to go over there and talk to them. Like, guys, man, you it's a premium product. You're not making your return on this. Like, and plus, there's really some freaking kidneys and livers out there that hate your guts right now. Like, you need to stop this.
Dude, but the Smoky Moon, when the big one like that, they were charging $9 for the big one.
Yeah.
And when I first got it, I was like, oh, fuck. I mean, they don't understand 5x5, man. They don't understand it.
Most of them have learned. Yeah, most of them learned. Yeah. There's places where it's outlawed. Like, this is like Smoky Moons and Yard House. They're like, can I have it in tall? No. Why not? No. They limit it. Like at Yard House, you're limited to 2 Brunette Bombshells. You can't drink more.
They're like,
and it's not because not because they don't have the supply. It's just because they're like, we're not being responsible.
Exactly. They don't want to.
They learn.
Super rad, dude.
And we have a lot of babies due to 5x5, especially the Brunette Bombshell. I think our last count was like 16 kids that we're responsible for. Like, not legally responsible for, but like we put the mother in a very, very state of mind that we have been the direct responsibility of about 12 different couples having a productive offspring. Yeah. Little 5x5 babies. We actually created onesies for them too.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I think I saw that, dude.
A little claymore on the back, front towards enemy. Yeah. We did a post like, it's like, have you been affected by 5x5 to the point where 9 months later you have a little sex trophy? Come on by for your free onesie. And I was surprised, like, man, there's a lot. I thought it was like, people are gonna bullshit. Like, no, straight up, like, we're here on this date. Look, and here's this little shit popped out 9 months later. Like, oh shit. I don't know if I should take pride in this or if I should be ashamed. I don't know. It's kind of a mixed feeling.
Right.
You're making good beer, man. That's what you know.
Oh yeah, and, we got bigger things in the works too, man. I mean, like I said, we can't even keep up on production.
That's
So I mean, we're just
problem to have.
yeah, we're ramping up. We got a huge amount of product coming in. We're already talking about our expansion. On top of that, I'm working on the distillery down here. That's my passion. I love distilled spirits. I love a good bourbon, a good rum. And for the life of me, we're in the valley. We have an astronomical amount of sugarcane. Why don't we have a rum distillery? This is a problem, and I'm going to fix it.
Big problem.
I am going to fix this problem. I am going to produce Valley rum. Yes,
Nice.
it's going to happen. I'm working on it. Valley rum.
You know who loves rum?
Me.
And Vinny, dude.
And Vinny.
That guy will drink Malibu. The fucking Malibu's there. We're chilling. He just.
No, Vinny's favorite is Kraken.
Oh
Kraken?
yeah, spiced
I
rum.
don't think I had that.
Yeah, so rum is one of the most diverse things. You make the base and you could spice it like with a little spice bag, fruit it. Pineapple, coconut, aged, barrel aged, just straight up rum. Like there's so many different things you can do with it.
Mm-hmm.
It's all sugar based.
Yep. Yeah, rum's one of my favorites. Yeah.
It's what it's a nobility drink actually. Yeah, because how bourbon's supposed to be high end. No, bourbon was considered trash alcohol or horse alcohol back in the day. It really was. Like George Washington himself's like at his inauguration is like, don't you dare serve that freaking horse piss at my inauguration. It was rum only. Rum was considered like the upper echelon drink because sugar was expensive back then. It takes sugar and molasses to make. That's why. And then what they did have an abundance of was grain. So whiskey and bourbon and whiskey was for the common folk.
Yes.
But now it's kind of swapped. Rum is like for the common folk and high end bourbons for the upper echelon. It's kind of funny how things have changed.
Yeah.
Kind of like IPAs. IPAs was a trash beer. You want to know the history behind IPA? It actually has a dark history.
Really?
Very dark history. Indian Pale Ale. Okay, so we were having a problem. Well, not we. England was having a problem in India with their soldiers because they would send over. They had shipments coming in every month of new troops, food, provisions, stuff from the UK and stuff. And what they were having a major problem with was alcohol. Because check out this, the beer they sent wouldn't keep because it was like a 7 or 8 month voyage from UK to India. So when they got there, the beer was already spoiled. They couldn't drink it. Well, what did keep? The rum. But the rum was only for the officers because it was a high end thing. It was for nobility and stuff like that. So the enlisted soldiers were stealing officers' rum, and officers weren't having it. They're like, you need to put an end to this. So they started disciplining and even executing soldiers. And then they started to realize man, we can't afford to keep on killing all our soldiers for stealing our rum. What do we do? So they actually approached universities. I think it was Cambridge or one of the UK universities about hey, how do we fix this? So they started doing different antiseptics. Like they tried first with pine cones, because pine cone has an antiseptic, and it didn't work. And there are actually people that still make pine cone based beer, and then they're like, you know what, let's try it with hops. They already did add a little bit of hops to beer for flavoring, and they knew it had antiseptic properties, antibacterial, and that's why you need to keep it safe. So we're like, that's why rum doesn't go bad, because it's so high on alcohol, it's antiseptic. So they threw in just an astronomical amount of hops, because again, the alpha acids and the antiseptic properties and healing properties actually made the beer stay. So they would send it from, England all the way over to India, and again, it tasted like shit, like IPAs do. In my opinion, it tastes like shit. But it's like, well, it's better than stealing Captain Mulaney's rum and being executed. Okay, I'm gonna drink it. Now we have the IPA, the Indian Pale Ale. Yeah.
Man.
Yeah.
I'm never drinking IPA again.
Guys, I'm gonna have to get going pretty soon.
Okay, well, let's wrap it up then. Okay.
The sponsors and then.
Yes. So I want to again thank everybody who tuned in or is going to be tuning in very much for supporting my dream of doing this podcast. I also want to thank all my sponsors, 5x5 Brewery, for hooking us up with all the alcohol we need for this podcast. Concert Culture for providing us with the stuff we need for sound, and also Motor Ramen for taking care of us. So, guys, if you guys are out and about, head out there tonight to 5x5. Support these guys while you're out there. Go stop in at Motor Ramen, get yourself some noodles and some rice and munch out, and just support local.
I love the saying they have over there: "The slurp is worth the wait."
Yes,
Yeah.
that's what attracted me to their place. I was like, slurp is worth the wait. Yeah, I know these people are going to be great.
Jay thought it meant something else, unfortunately.
Yeah,
He did.
I ended up just getting chicken.
But yeah, so with that, I want to say thank you to George Rice again for coming on here and hanging out with us today. And join me next week where I will be having Unholy Desecration on here. And it's going to be a good night, a good day. So until then, I will see you guys later. Take care of yourselves, and bye.
Adios, guys.